Welcome back. Delhi recorded 299 fresh cases of COVID on Wednesday, almost double since Monday. Active cases have increased from 600 to over 800 now. The national capital has seen an uptick in cases in the last few days after recording a steady decline over the last 2 months. Now, while no death due to this highly contagious disease was reported in the last 24 hours, the daily positivity rate is at 2.49% now. Now, Delhi Health Minister Satyendra Jain had earlier said that the city government is keeping a watchful eye on the situation and there is no reason to worry until a new variant of concern is detected. Testing has more than doubled, over 12,000 tests being conducted. In Mumbai, too, COVID cases have seen a rise. Mumbai has seen 73 COVID cases being reported in the last 24 hours, which is highest since the 17th of March. 124 new COVID cases have been detected in the state and 1 death reported in 24 hours in Maharashtra. So, steady rise in COVID cases, is that a reason for worry? Joining us this morning is Dr. Romil Tikku, Director of the Internal Medicine at Max Super Speciality Hospital. Sandhya Avasthi, Principal of DPS Greater Noida, will join us in a bit. And Dr. Shailesh Jain is with us, ICMR Scholar and Chairman of Universal Hospital in Delhi. Thank you and good morning to all of you. Dr. Tikku, to you first. 50% rise in COVID cases in one day, also steady uptick in cases in the last few days. Should we be concerned?
Well, we should be concerned, but there's no need to panic. Definitely the numbers are going up. We have 1,000 odd cases in India and Delhi, from 50, 100, 200 and now 300. But see, majority of them are getting better at home. They're under home isolation. There's no severe disease happening. None of them are actually needing hospitalization. But having said that, we can't let our guard down. We can't be complacent. See, people have stopped wearing a mask. I would say after the mask mandate has gone, people have really let their guards down. If you're out and if you're in crowded places, the least you can do is to wear a mask, because it does prevent you from getting infected. See, nothing might happen to you, but when you bring it back home, elderly and vulnerable people at home can get the infection. But again, I don't see any major wave happening unless there's a new monstrous variant, which is more virulent, transmissible, hitting us. But we have to live with it now. The way we handle flu, we have to handle it. And it's sort of becoming endemic in India. There will be sporadic spikes here and there, but no major wave happening. But again, I would reiterate that we can't let our guards down. We've seen what this virus is capable of. It has surprised us in the past. And if you look at South Korea, Europe, even Japan, Australia having a spike in the cases, and recently America and the UK, and we really have to be vigilant. And I'm sure the government is looking at it and they'll be very proactive with the numbers going up. But I don't see any reason to panic. I think the numbers would settle soon. But again, maintain COVID protocols and follow COVID appropriate behavior. With the schools opening, with the economy opening, travel happening, flights happening, people going to markets, malls. I mean, the numbers had to go up marginally, and that's what is happening right now. But we have to remain vigilant, because if the numbers go up, we might again be in trouble. But yes, unless there's a new variant which is more transmissible, which is more virulent, I don't see any major wave happening. But we don't have to let our guards down.
Sandhya Avasthi, Principal of DPS Greater Noida, also with us. Thanks, ma'am, for joining us this Thursday morning. 23 students in the last few days in Noida have been detected as COVID positive. How are the schools taking this news? Are you worried?
We are vigilant. I don't see any reason to be worried as of now, or be excessively. We are cautious as schools. We are following all COVID protocol. We are ensuring children do not let their guard down. We are informing parents about what the schools are doing, and all the schools are connected with each other. But as you know, I've always believed that the government knows best, and whenever there is any alert which is sounded to us, we'll be ready to react to that. For now, the best that we can do is to ensure children follow COVID protocols, that there is the early morning prayer in which the children are told about the COVID appropriate behavior, and we follow that. We keep parents vigilant, we keep our buses safe, and that's what we are doing. We are also keeping a very close watch over the situation and are ready to react to whatever way the government expects us to react, or otherwise also as educators, whatever best it is, we are happy to react to the situation.
Dr. Jain, let me bring you in this conversation. Testing and tracking remain key pillars in battling COVID. Do you think random sampling in schools will help detect COVID cases and thus prevent the spread?
We have to understand one thing. The key to success in second, third wave in our country is testing and tracking. But you can now easily see that over the counter antigen kit is available. And the number which you are reflecting in last 24 hours of 46, and out of that, we don't have any control or we don't have any data what antigen test kit has been sold by the pharmacist. Even if the patient is coming in positive in the antigen test kit, then neither the government has any data or the pharmacist nor the patient informing the government about this. First thing. Second thing, we have to keep vigilant and we have to keep our surveillance system on the fast track that we should detect the early signals of the disease. Like it should not ditch us. Like Dr. Tikku said, it is not a point of panic by seeing other countries like China, South Korea and surge in UK. Because in our zero surveillance studies, what we have found is that 80% of the population, 80% of the children population who was not vaccinated, antibody titer was available in that. But still, I personally feel that testing, tracking, and the government, the decision has been taken of to ask out that decision should be implemented again. And that's one thing which we are telling on your channel since last 2 years, that COVID appropriate behavior should be taken out very sincerely. And like government has initiated day before yesterday for the booster dose, in my personal opinion, for the booster dose also, specifically the population, which is like Dr. Tikku said, who is a vulnerable population.
Yes.
Like frontline warriors, doctors, paramedicals, or the patient who is with a comorbid disease must go for the booster dose.
All right, so both the doctors on the panel are saying that the masks should be back on and we can't let our guard down. Dr. Tikku, regarding the boosters, the fact that it is not mandatory, is that a risky strategy?
Well, I don't think so, but whoever is eligible for the booster should take it. There's enough scientific evidence now that it gives you another layer of protection. It boosts your antibodies. But having said that, even the 2 doses give you sort of protection. They prevent severe disease hospitalization. But if you are eligible and a booster is available, why don't you take it? Because all over the world, we can see there's enough data and all the countries are emphasizing on taking the booster shot. It gives you some protection, added protection, it boosts your immunity, and we never know which variant will hit us when. I don't see anything like that happening in the near future, but you never know, this virus does surprise you. So whoever is eligible, please go for your booster shots as soon as possible. That's what I would advise people.
Right. Sandhya Avasthi, what will you tell the parents of young children, kids who haven't been vaccinated? Some of the parents are concerned that kids are not vaccinated. So is it safe to send them to school?
So, Rohit, they keep asking us the same thing. And all the data that is available with us at school and our practices that we follow has so far kept us safe. And I believe that unless there is any reason to change this kind of protocol, we advise the parents to ensure that all the COVID appropriate behavior that they have embedded in their children must be followed at home. They must be advised to follow all COVID protocol in school or the public places. The children are not only coming to school, but they are going to every other area. They are going to the parks, they are going to shopping areas, they're going to markets. And everywhere, the fact that you have to wear the mask, you have to sanitize your hands, and you have to keep safe distance is what we tell the parents, and that is what we exactly mirror in school, so that the children know that this behavior is the acceptable behavior. This young generation has in the 2 years realized, and it has become a way of life for them. In school, we instill these values, and it is so far helping us, Rohit.
All right, Dr. Jain, let me also ask you this question. Is it safe to send children who are not vaccinated to school, given these cases that are being detected in Noida of late?
I am not finding any reason, Rohit, why the children should not be vaccinated at all. School and parents should take the pro initiative and get them vaccinated as early as possible.
What about the younger ones, the primary school children who are not, the vaccines are not open for them?
Primary school, I'm coming to the point. Primary school children who are not yet vaccinated, we have to understand one thing, like Dr. Tikku said, there's 3 categories. First is your number of cases, second is hospitalization, third is your mortality in your country. Like in Delta wave, we have seen there are a lot of cases, lot of hospitalization, lot of death. In Omicron wave, we have seen there are a lot of cases, more than Delta, but hospitalization and that is minimal. So we have to keep our surveillance on the top. If we are finding that hospitalization number is going up and death is going up, definitely we have to take the strict measures. And I personally feel if the schools, 20 children, 25 children are coming positive in the school, then something is going, definitely we are missing something. Because you have to see one thing, even if a school, mall, social places, railway station, airport, if you lose the guard, nobody take the measures seriously. Everybody take a casual attitude. So we have to be very much strictly follow the guidelines which government has laid down.
All right, I'm nearly out of time. One final question to you, Dr. Tikku. Will the variants emerge that now going ahead, will the variants emerge be milder or will they have lesser impact given the vaccination status? Or the virus is unpredictable, we can't say?
Well, I don't think we can predict that, but my gut feeling is that we won't see any major waves happening and there will be no monstrous variants hitting us. There might be some mutation happening here and there, but hopefully it should become endemic soon and we should get back to normal life as we are doing right now. But again, having said that, be aggressive with vaccination. Whoever is eligible, please go for your vaccinations. And please don't let your guard down. Wear a mask. We're not asking for much. This is the least we can do. I understand maintaining social distance, washing hands is not practical most of the time, but wearing a mask, no big deal. I think all of us should be wearing a mask.
All right, Dr. Romil Tikku, Sandhya Avasthi and Dr. Shailesh Jain, thank you very much for joining us and answering those concerns and queries many of us have regarding the steady uptick in COVID cases, at least in the national capital. Moving